Visiting a sea life centre does have educational, scientific and conservation benefits. However, is it an ethical adventure, or would you be subsidising animal cruelty and exploitation? Most aquariums across the world will promote the education of gaining a better understanding of the creature's biology and environment, as well as the conservation and breeding programs. However, in reality, does this outweigh the facts that, in the main, orcas and dolphins are kept in artificial enclosures far smaller than their natural habitat, and they can display unnatural behaviour, and their lifespan is typically far shorter than in the wild? It is our responsibility to ensure the survival of these majestic marine animals. However, few will argue that they are best observed in the wild. Unfortunately, most people don't get the opportunity to do this and can only visit a sea life centre to see sharks, orcas, dolphins and turtles. Privately owned Suma Sea World is located a short train journey outside Kobe in Japan, and I visited this facility to learn more about their conservation credentials and decide whether the educational benefits align with my own concerns about the promotion of captive animals used for the public's entertainment. The orcas and dolphins perform for the public twice a day, and I have no doubt that their trainers have a strong bond and generally care for these animals. I got time to observe the mammals outside of their performances, and it's fair to say they displayed behaviours without prompting that were included in their performances, such as the orcas intentionally beaching themselves before returning to the water. Clearly, during the performances, these mammals are rewarded for their so-called tricks with food. However, much of what they did in their performance, they would naturally do on their own without reward. During the performances, cinematic orchestral music plays as the trainers get in the water with the animals performing dances together. Trainers are rocketed out of the water and into the air by the animals. It's a spectacle, but the benefits of the performances for those species are dubious. It's hard to find solid evidence that seeing a dolphin or orca jump in the air has educational value or translate to conservation of any kind. Marine parks have enabled the scientific study of live creatures, leading to revelations about their remarkable intelligence that would ultimately contribute to calls to shut down the industry. Before captivity, scientists could only learn about orcas by killing and dissecting them. Scientists have learned a lot about dolphins and whales from research with captive animals. This knowledge has been used to monitor their population health in the wild and aided wild animal rescue and rehabilitation. While it might seem like an exciting option for families, it's important to recognise the ethical concerns surrounding its practices and consider alternatives that prioritise both entertainment and the well-being of animals. Their practices not only showcase their prioritisation of entertainment over the general well-being, but also consistently jeopardise the physical and mental health of the animals in numerous ways. Let's not lose sight that these venues are foremost open as entertainment for the public and profit from the number of visitors as well as the food and merchandise sold on site. They do provide education, and many families with young children were at Suma Sea World. Education on the animal's biology and environment is not in your face, but is readily available, and I've no doubt that anyone generally interested in learning will benefit from this experience. Critics believe that these centres are bringing in money no matter what the cost is to the animals. Orcas in particular are highly intelligent and social creatures that form close family bonds. In captivity, they can be stripped of their natural behaviours. Even though marine theme parks have shifted their messaging towards conservation, breeding programs perpetuate suffering rather than contribute to any meaningful conservation effort. Personally, I'm still left uncomfortable that Suma Sea World and similar facilities are not providing enough benefits to justify their existence and should be avoided if you are truly concerned with the ethical treatment of these animals. The same can be said for most zoos and wildlife parks across the world, although those that provide vital captive breeding programs and ultimately look to reintroduce animals back into the wild are providing essential conservation efforts that should be celebrated. We want not to just appreciate the natural world around us, but to have some kind of connection with it. Whether these marine parks provide this connection is debatable. Captive whales and dolphins can't be reintroduced into the wild, and we have an obligation to show compassion to the treatment of these animals in captivity. We are now living in a woke society. However, I personally don't believe anyone should be preached to about ethics when there are two sides to the conversation. Just do your research beforehand and make your own mind as to whether a visit is ethical and sits comfortably with you personally.